So the productions officer is basically the person on committee who is in charge of making sure that all of the Dramsoc productions for that year run smoothly. So basically from when the shows are picked at the submissions meeting to when the last show takes their last bit of stuff out of the BOI, the production officer should be there to make sure that everything is fine and that nothing is on fire. So there are a lot of roles and responsibilities that come with this role. There are a number of more fixed responsibilities that a productions officer would have. So that's stuff like meeting with directors and stage managers, helping to fill roles in the production team if a director is struggling to fill them, getting updates on how productions are doing throughout the semester and then relaying those at the weekly committee meetings, being in charge of all things related to production documents, so stuff like risk assessments and medical forms and rehearsal logbooks, and then also kind of being the representative of health and safety on the committee and in every production team, making sure that the right procedures are being followed and just that everything's being nice and safe. So those are kind of your more fixed responsibilities, but then there's really kind of the bulk of what makes up being a productions officer, which is answering questions, solving problems, and giving a support. So basically, the production officer has to be a helping hand, a friendly face, and a fixer rolled into one. You aren't expected to be the authority on everything. Don't worry, you're not expected to know everything there is to know about production regulations and such. I certainly did not. I still don't. It's more about just being a point of contact on the committee that directors and stage managers can talk to if they're having any issues with their productions, or even if they just have any questions, that the productions officer can just help them out. So it's a great role if you enjoy working with people. Obviously, there's a lot of liaising between the committee and the production teams that you have to do. You'll work quite close with the auditors, and all kind of major production-y decisions will go through the two auditors and the productions officer. Then there's the kind of informal production subcommittee, which is head technician, head of sets, and head of costumes and makeup, and they're very good to get to know, because often your domains can kind of overlap, and they can help you and the productions out with any issues that they might be having. You'll also probably be working with Mike O'Halloran as kind of, the person who knows what all the productions are getting up to in the BOI, and kind of just making sure everything works there, and then in turn, if the productions need any technical support, that you can get that from Mike. The productions officer also works with the GUMS liaison officer to produce the mini musical at the end of semester 1. So there are a lot of responsibilities to this role. You do kind of have to sometimes be the not very cool person who has one eye on their health and safety regulations and is kind of looking at everything and saying, is this safe? Like, you don't have to be a buzzkill all the time. In fact, I would recommend you don't be. But, sometimes you do need that kind of stern voice of reason in the room, and that voice might have to be you. So just make sure that you're willing to be that person who's, willing to be in charge of everyone's safety if you're going for this role. That was cheery. Yeah, I mean, this role is a lot of work. Lots of emails, lots of Facebook messages, lots of running to and for, ferrying keys around. It really is as much work as you put into it, but I promise you that the more you put into it, the more you will get out of it. If you're willing to go the extra mile, then it can be one of the most rewarding things you've ever done, as it was for me. So yeah, I would highly recommend going for production officer. It's a great job, great fun. So yeah, thank you and best of luck.